So, guys, is David here with Day 371. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you guys are liking this new lighting setup and some setting tweaks in my camera. Didn't take too long, but I do think this had made a drastic difference. But without further ado, what I want to talk about today is the things I have realized, the troubles and difficulties I have overcome, well not overcome, but are going through as I have stepped back into doing the hard things, as I have picked up my project of building the app I said I was going to build for a long time now, and just exactly the roadblocks I have experienced and really what I have came up to manage this extra challenges. Now, the one thing I did realize, and that has been killing me, is that my body is really showing strong physical changes or physical resistance to my change. Now, coming back to our mind and body being in coherence and being in harmony, it is quite obvious that my mind and body is not in harmony, right? My mind being logical, it is thinking, right? It knows what to do. It knows exactly what I should be doing. It knows exactly, when I should be doing the things. It knows exactly what are the steps I should take to do it. But my body here, like every single part of me down here is still in a way sitting in the past. It is still questioning my rational thought. It is still questioning, like, David, why are you putting ourselves through this stress? Why are you putting yourself into this uncomfortable position when you were just fine living like you were before, when you were fine just coming back home and eating, binge eating food, sitting on the couch and, watching Netflix, etc. Like you were living fine, right? You were not dying. You were certainly not suffering. You were enjoying pleasure. So why are you doing this to us? And my body is just going through this state of reluctancy. It is refusing to change. And what I mean by this is that every time I do the work, it is quite obvious that my vision gets blurry. Like it is as if like there's bells shaking in my brain. Like my vision gets blurry. I get like rashes on my neck. It gets itchy, and it's just all this feeling of fatigue and tiredness that my body is trying to signal to my brain, saying that, oh, this is so boring, there's no fun in this, there's no pleasure in this, go back to watching movies or go back to binge eating so you can quiet down this logical mind of yours, because we don't like to think. And I do believe for a lot of us, we go through the same trouble, right? We wake up every single day, or perhaps we watch this inspirational video or see someone inspirational who has the life we want, and we say to ourselves, we want to be there, that we want to get there by doing X, Y, and Z, and that we are not going to be distracted one more time, and that we are going to lock in this year, right? Christmas Eve, whatever. We say this to ourselves, but yet for some reason, we just don't do it. Despite us wanting to live that lifestyle, we don't do it. We don't stay disciplined. We break our word, and we just feel like a total incompetent loser for not sticking through with our promise. Now, it is much easier to think. It is so easy to think and plan and visualize and manifest and do all these beautiful things in our head, to say that we want this life, we want this lifestyle, we want to work in, etc. But when it comes to time to get our ass to move, when it comes to time to get our body to act based on our intention, we refuse. We sit on the sidelines. We sit back and watch life unfold naturally. We don't do anything in our power to try change our fate, to try create a new destiny for ourselves, or even the least to mold ourselves. We just let life play out as if our destiny is already set, as if our life, our legacy is written down on stone. We do this, despite of us wanting to live a better life. Now, why is that? And that is because our mind and body is not in coherence. And when your body and mind is not in coherence, it does not mean that your life that you want is not destined for you because you don't want to do it. It simply means that you have to do it. That if it doesn't feel like it is something you want to do, then chances are it never will feel like it is for you unless you start doing something. Because the only time when your body wants to do something based on your thoughts and desires is when that thing you want is something you're passionate about, something you feel like has purpose behind it. And that truly, it actually means that to you. It means something to you. Not because one day you said, I'm going to be rich because that is my purpose. That is not going to fool you. And your body knows that, which is why every single time you say that to yourself, you don't change. You don't do the things that is going to change. You don't do the things that is going to get you where you think you want to become. Because by simply saying you want to be something does not necessarily mean that that thing is your calling, that that thing is what you are passionate about. Because for your entire life, you have doubted in change. You have doubted in going outside of the boundaries. Now, I am not saying that that is not possible anymore because it is possible, but there comes a time when you have to realize that if you want something in life and it doesn't feel like that thing is for you, that you don't have this enthusiasm, drive, or anything towards it, that thing may just be that you have to act. Because when your mind and body is not coherent, the other way to make something a belief of yours, to make something a passion and hopefully a purpose, is by action, right? If you don't believe in something right away, then the second best thing to do is action. But I would say that majority cases, acting triumphs belief, right? Action beats everything because acting, in a way, with the physical force, it is ingraining that that is who you are, right? If you act every single day by working on this project, by working on your business, by working on your communication skills, all this is reinforcing that this is who you are. But by doing nothing and by sitting at the sideline and watch your life unfold, then you are reinforcing that you are only a spectator and not a player in the game of life. And this game of life is so rewarding and so enjoyable and just so fun and exciting if you embrace the adventure ahead of you. You don't have to be successful right away. Of course, we all want to, but it is the journey, guys. Fall in love with the journey, and acting may just be less intimidating. If you're not acting for sole outcome, then if you understand that whatever you want will eventually come to you, then acting alone, you should just enjoy the process because all the ups and downs should be an experience that you get to remember, and that should be an experience you get to trophy when you do become successful. You can look back and say, this is my journey. This is what I had to go through to get here. And that should be the rewarding part, guys. Yes, the outcome is rewarding, but if you understand that if our logical mind is so smart that we can think exactly what to do, know exactly what we should be doing, and know that doing this thing will eventually get us there, then wouldn't it be wise and adorable to think that if we just put in the action, then the outcome, the end outcome, is inevitable? Like, wouldn't that be the next logical thing to think that if we just act based on what we know to do, then riches, fame, status, ladies, whatever it is bound to happen to you. But what isn't for certain and written down in stone is exactly how your journey will be played out. Therefore, shouldn't that be the thing we are looking forward to? Shouldn't that be the thing that we should be inspired and enthusiastic to experience? Because that thing is so unique to everyone, and that is something you can share as your end trophy. That is something you should pedestal, because the process is the most rewarding thing, because that is so uncertain. You never know what is going to happen throughout your journey. And by focusing on the process, taking action may just be less intimidating, because you are not waking up every single day, working your ass off, hoping to get rich right away. Because that may take time, right? That may take time. It takes time to build a goddamn app. It takes time to learn. It takes time to do all this. But if you wake up with the mentality, knowing that if I just work and the outcome will come eventually, but I am looking forward today to find out exactly what I have to face. I come to my laptop every single day to open up to find exactly what the challenges I get to overcome, what failures will beat me down, and see how I'll overcome today. If that is on your mind, then taking action may just be less scary, may just be less of an impossible thing to do, because you are working to see how you can improve yourself. You are working to see how far you can take this battle and this game of life. And this is super important, because without understanding that the process is perhaps the most important thing, then you are going to be dreading every single day when working is not producing you the outcome that you have desired as the end result. If working is not getting you girls, if working today is not getting you $1 billion, then giving up may just seem like the most logical thing to do next. But we should all know that putting in the action in the right thing, or in anything in that matter, for a long time, over a period of years and decades, then success is inevitable. We should all understand this, and understand that life is bigger than just cash, woman, fame, and pleasure. And I know I say this despite me indulging in all those things, but to really understand this is to repeat to yourself every single day when life gets a bit more uncertain, when life clouds you with these temptations, is to remind yourself that I am not doing this. I'm not waking up every single day just to come here to see my bank account go up, because that is going to happen. But I am excited to see what I can do today to make that happen. But with that being said, this is all I gotta say for today. And I do hope you guys had learned something from this. But if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. But until then, good night.